Hello and welcome to the studio. Today I'm taking a little bit of a departure from the usual racer tech tips to show you something very special, especially to you F1 and energy drink fans. And that, as you can see, is this. Yes, this is a can of Rich Energy. And I can finally confirm to you that it is real. Now, for those of you who probably don't understand my excitement, Rich Energy is the mysterious sponsor behind the Haas F1 team, as well as a number of sports teams out there. The company itself has been mired in controversy, mired in mystery. No one knew where they came from or what they do. The CEO, William Story, is a character, for the lack of a better word. But today I'm going to skip over all of that, and I would like to show you and tell you what this looks like and tastes like. So, here we go. So, first impressions. This is Rich Energy. And as all of you may have already guessed, not all that different from many of the taurine-based drinks out there. It has a nice gold color, good deal of carbonation. From the smell, it has the very similar jackfruit and taurine smell that you get from a Red Bull or from a similar sort of energy drink. Honestly, if you had poured this out next to a can of Red Bull, it would be very, very difficult to tell the difference. To be perfectly honest, I was expecting a bit of a pungent odor from this, just from some of the other reviews. And as someone who's very accustomed to the smell of energy drinks, the smell doesn't bother me at all. It's actually quite pleasant. Now, of course, in all the promotional materials for any of these energy drinks, you'd see people putting a vodka shot in this, or taking a nice, cool, refreshing sip out of the glass. But we all know that nobody actually drinks energy drinks like that. Real people just drink this straight out of the can with their dirty, unwashed hands. So, bottoms up. Okay. That was actually not what I expected at all. Taste-wise, this has the very distinctive jackfruit and taurine taste that you'd get from a Red Bull. But it has a very distinctive overtone that is quite different. One of the claims to fame for a Rich Energy drink is the fact that it uses organic sugars, and you can tell. For those of you who have had Pepsi Throwback, which is the natural cane sugar formula for Pepsi Cola, this has a very, very similar base taste. On first sip, it does seem a little bit cleaner and a little bit crisper than some of the other energy drinks out there. At the same time, it does have a very strong, lingering aftertaste of sugar. I wouldn't necessarily call it syrupy. It is a very crisp aftertaste, but it is very strong, and it is very sweet. Really reminds me of my days as a kid, putting pixie sticks straight onto my tongue. Actually, isn't all that unpleasant. Compared to most other energy drinks, I don't feel or taste much of the bitterness. Caffeine and the caffeine concentrates that are used for these drinks is naturally very, very bitter. That is part of the reason why drinks like Monster and Red Bull have such a strong taste. The manufacturers need to cover the bitter aftertaste of caffeine. The carbonation, as you've seen, it's already basically gone flat back here, is not all that strong. It's not very distinctive. As far as taste, I suspect that someone who hasn't had a lot of energy drinks would say that it tastes very similar to Red Bull. For me, it actually tastes very similar to a very distinctive and very old Japanese energy drink. It's called Lipovitan D, or Lipovitan D. It was actually something formulated in the 60s and actually predates Red Bull by some time. According to legend, it's also the drink that inspired the Thai drink that eventually inspired Red Bull. All in all, I am quite surprised. I was really expecting some noxious smell or a nasty syrupy taste based on all the reviews and what I heard online. And it's just not the case. It actually has a relatively good taste. It's a very familiar flavor, and it has the nice sweet overtone of cane sugar, which personally I love. If they stocked Rich Energy next to Monster or Red Bull at the checkout lane of Home Depot, I would buy it. Of course, that's not really possible right now in the United States. This case actually came from, of all places, Walmart.com. And the bad news is that these actually were sold by a third-party supplier called Midwest Service and Supply. If you do a little bit of research, you'll find that Midwest Service and Supply actually sells surplus, overstock, and pulled shelf products. They're a liquidator. So if you're like me and you're a fan of mystery energy drinks and Haas F1 potentially, go on Walmart.com, get yourself a case. Try it out. Who knows? It might be a once-in-a-lifetime experience. That's all I have for you today. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you at the track. I wonder what this stuff tastes like out of the glass. It's about the same. Still, not bad.